Cage Minds, Micah Frankel, joined by Greg, Strictly Business, Allen, ahead of Force of One Fighting Championships. Number 9 are going to be in action this Saturday in Clovis. Heard you've been trying to get on the card, now taking a short notice fight after all.
Yeah. So it's been like a journey, I guess, to say, to get fights for me. It's been like 6 years of trying like back and forth with COVID, and I used to be at Jackson's, so it's just nice to get somewhere, and now we're on to the Clovis card. I've been waiting and hoping, and so it looks like this guy's opponent dropped, and they called me, and I was ready to go.
6 years? So you're just stupid determined.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Like nothing. It's all business, like I said. Like that's why the name showed up. It's just been constant trying to get somewhere, get it going, so now we're on that path.
How long have you been training overall?
I've been training for 6 years straight since I was 19. Came out of UNM, did my first class at Wings Family Gym, and then after that, like I was hooked, and so it just took off from there.
What got you hooked? What was it about this crazy stuff, the fight game, that has you so committed to it?
So my dad, he used to do kickboxing back in the day. My mom was anti-violence. I did football for 12 years when I was like a little kid.
Violent.
Yeah, that's not. I would say it's not as violent as MMA.
Oh yeah,
that was the compromise, and so he convinced my mom that he had that they had helmets and everything, so it was extra safe. But we all know football is like just as dangerous. It can be just as lethal. So if not more to the head with a helmet. So. But yeah, that was the compromise, and so when I got into college, I lost the sporting events kind of thing, and I ended up just walking in one day. I was like, I'm gonna try it. My buddies were like, no, you're not gonna do it. And I went in and sparred a few guys that had records already, and they were like, hey man, you're pretty good. Have you ever like considered this as a career? And I was like, no, I didn't. And then here I am. So now we're just getting it rolling.
Were you a fan before that day?
I watched a couple fights. The one that kind of got me was when I watched Carlos Condit versus Robbie Lawler, which was really cool to get to meet Carlos over at Dark Haven Studio and at Jackson's. So it was just cool. Like I tried not to fangirl when I'm around him, but it was still like.
You said try.
Try. Yeah, I said try. I ended up doing it, but I mean, it's still like it's pretty cool getting to be in a room and like getting to be around people who work that hard. So and that's the one that got me into fighting. And after that, I started to watch a little more, and then I remember one fight in particular. It was John Jones versus Lyoto Machida, where I kind of like dared. My friends were like, "You ain't gonna ever do that!" Like, and I watched him sink in the guillotine. I didn't even know what a guillotine was at that time. I just knew that was something I wanted to do. I thought it looked cool, and now that we've gotten there, it's just been a dream come true. Honestly, just to get on this card.
How did we get to the point where you're here at Sandoval Fight Systems?
For me, so it's kind of interesting. Like, I didn't get as much one-on-one attention when I was at Jackson's, and it can be a little difficult finding your identity with such a big camp. So when I came over to Dark Haven Studio during COVID, I was set for a fight in Boston, Massachusetts, to make my debut, and yeah, that's a long story. Anyway, I was set to do that, and it got canceled due to COVID, and so I was like, well, I guess I thought about quitting MMA, to be honest, and then I messaged 10th Planet, and they said that there's still JITS tournaments happening out of state. They're just very select crowds, and so I was like, okay, well, let's go work that in the meantime. So I jumped into the competition JITS scene for about a year and a half. Got my blue belt, and then they told me about Freddie, and they were like, hey, he's got a local gym, it might be good for you to just get one-on-one time. So, and then now I'm here.
And that leads us to Saturday.
Yeah.
First time getting to step in that cage. Isaiah Martinez. What do you expect from your first time? I mean, you've done sparring, you've done Shark Tank rounds.
Yeah.
What do you expect when that bell rings?
Honestly, to me, it's like a dream come true, man. I've waited so long just to get in that arena, just to get into a cage. I just feel like it's gonna feel like home, like just a place of home, sense of just where I'm supposed to be at the right time.
It's all business. You already gave me the nickname,
Yep.
but you gotta take this one in. You have to enjoy this one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, I watched this pretty cool thing the other day, and it was Tyson Fury, and he's saying, you know, he was talking about his Deontay Wilder fight, and he was saying, you know, this is my moment in history to prove who I am, you know, and I see that the same way for me. Like this is my opportunity. I've waited so long to get here, and now that I'm finally here, it just feels like a dream come true. Like this is my moment. No one is gonna take that away from me or my opponent. You know, this is both our debuts, so it's gonna be exciting.